Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping in today. You hear that? Putt-putting. So that's the Yoshimura Cyclone Exhaust with the Trail 125. And in my hand right here in front of me is the spark arrestor for said exhaust. So what we're going to do today, put that in my cup holder, is we're going to go try this spark arrestor out. And I know from the Honda Monkey that these quiet the dB of these exhausts a little bit, quiet the sound. And it's not so much because it's too loud, but it's more of like a tuning thing. You know, sometimes you want to turn the volume up or down a little bit on the radio, right? So that's what these do. Also too, they are required for trail riding. If you step, or if you turn a wheel, should I say, in any state-owned or government-owned, I guess, I don't know. So basically, if you ride in a park anywhere, they're going to want you to have a spark arrestor on the muffler if it's an off-road bike. So these bikes come from the factory with spark arrestors. I was surprised to find. So naturally, that's a big deal for a lot of people, is to keep the spark arrestor on the bike. It prevents forest fires, and that's the biggest reason for them. A moon ago, I did a video about removing the factory spark arrestor and to see if it gained any top speed or if it sounded any better. And I had a lot of people roast me on the comments about that video. I'll link it up above there if you want to check it out. I had a lot of people roast me about that decision, and it was not so much that I wanted to keep it like that. It was just to see what would happen, to see if it improved the top speed and to see if it did anything. Really, it's just a little experiment. It only went like a mile down the road and back, and then it didn't sound good to me, so I put it back in and went about my day. But a lot of people were really concerned about me starting a forest fire with that, although I don't ride in forests and don't really, I don't know, not in a position to start a forest fire really, I guess, but could happen by accident. Anyways, so point of the story is, if you buy a Yoshimura exhaust because you want a big sound out of your bike and you want to maybe add a couple of miles per hour to the top speed, but you don't want to accidentally shoot a spark somewhere wherever you're riding, then we go with one of these spark arrestors that Yoshimura makes. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go find a nice stretch of road in this beautiful riding country of upstate New York, and I'm going to open this bike up and I'm going to see how fast the top speed is. I'm going to top it out. So basically that's going to get us a set point, you know, how fast the bike goes with the Yoshimura exhaust open. And then we're going to install the spark arrestor and we're going to see how it sounds. And then we're going to see if it limits the top speed any, or maybe even gain top speed, but I highly doubt that. Anyways, it's fun to try. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cruise this road, find a nice little spot to open her up at, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so upstate New York doesn't have a lot of straight roads here in this area. I did a huge loop looking for one, had a hell of a nice ride. Didn't find a straight enough section to where I could test this. So what I'm going to do is, I know this area right here, this road pretty well. I can shoot down into that valley and up that high hill down there, and then see how it goes, what my speed is uphill, get to the crest of that, turn around, and then hit downhill, and then do the same exact thing with the spark arrestor. So the visor down, let's go. I'm going to tuck a little bit because I want to be consistent with my speeds and get the highest speed that I can. Okay, we're hitting 54, 55. That's probably about where I'm going to sit. Yep, okay. So, I hit 55 and I'm not going to go any faster because the rest was uphill. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn around, do the same thing going downhill. We'll turn around right at this grass line and we'll hit it right at, let's see, we'll we'll stop dead here at the pole and then do a run and start. Whoa, missed the shift. Okay, we're only going to get 57 out of it. That's cool. That's all I needed to do was to get a reference point without the spark arrestor. So when we do put the spark arrestor in, we can see what kind of difference there was. So we'll do a little pit stop right here by that old creepy house in the cemetery, and we'll pop in the spark arrestor. Okay, so the spark arrestor change, pretty easy peasy. All we gotta do here is take out these Allen head bolts in the back. Alright, I saw this done once before. I thought it was pretty neat, where they had the bike running with the exhaust open, and then they slipped the spark arrestor in while the bike is running. See how the sound changed. Let's try it out. Okay, that's no spark arrestor. That's spark arrestor. That's no spark arrestor. That's spark arrestor. So we got no spark arrestor, spark arrestor. Doesn't really sound that different. So now we're going to start it up, and we're going to do the same exact runs. It doesn't sound too different to me, but like I said, the spark arrestor is more of a volume thing, so hopefully it turns down the volume a little bit. Okay, visor down mode. Check for cars. Sun's out. No cars. Alright, we'll see how fast I can get going uphill. Same this shift. It's hard to heel shift when you're tucking. So 54. 54. Not gonna go any faster because I'm going uphill. It does sound a little bit quieter. Still got that beefy tone, just a bit quieter. Well, shifting's terrible. Alright, so we're gonna turn around and go by this pole. Flip my camera up a little bit since I'm tucking. Alright, so here we were by the pole. Let's go. Purposely misshift a little bit there because I did last time. Let's see if we can beat 57. 55, 56, 57, 57. And we got a car coming, so chill out. So we hit 57. We didn't lose any speed, didn't gain any speed, which is kind of what you want. If anything, you want to maybe gain a little speed, right? But you certainly don't want to lose any speed, and we did not lose any speed. Now the question is whether or not it added any torque on the low RPM range, which I have absolutely no way of telling because I'm going by my butt dyno seat of the pants feel. I don't have this bike on the dyno ever, and probably never will. Oh, interrupting a nice little picnic there. It's still loud because everybody in that little picnic looked up, but to me now it sounds a little bit more like a smaller bore bike. It's like I went from a 450 to a 250. It's like a higher pitched now. I honestly don't think that I like the sound of it better than it open. Open sounded like a big bore. It had like a lot of beef to it. This one sounds like it's got a little bit more narrow of a sound band. It's a little bit poppier, a little bit higher pitched, makes it sound a little bit smaller of a bore. So I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the sound with the spark arrestor. So we'll ride it around for a little bit and see if it's any different really enough to determine whether or not to keep it in there. Obviously, you know, in the woods and the forest and stuff, you might want to have a spark arrestor, but for anybody that's ever been to upstate New York and has ridden these woods, you know, these are practically like rainforests. There's going to be mud and wet dirt everywhere. So, alright, so we're heading back and we're going to hit a trail on the way and just see how it sounds. It does sound a little bit quieter at part throttle, which might be better for my trail riding up here. Oh, thank God for under engine guards. So it's definitely a bit more subdued. The volume is turned down a bit. It did change the tone a little bit too. Kind of toned it a little bit higher pitched, which I don't know if I really like. But it's a trade-off because I like the quieter volume. Alright. And there was a lot of backfiring going on with the open pipe, so I wonder if it's gonna cure backfiring. I kind of thought it kind of sounded cool, but I wonder if the spark arrestor would stop the backfire. So we'll do some fun trial stuff here. I am the champion of slow standing. Probably not, but it's a fun challenge. At least I'm the champion right now on this bike. Stump. Okay, we re-emerge. Alright, well that's it everybody. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about the sound of the spark arrestor. And sure to like if you liked, comment if you liked, let me know, and follow if you want to see more videos about stuff that's in front of me too. Alright everybody, see you.